Hello everyone, we are the Group 7 and our report entitled Understanding and Management of Classroom Behaviors.
Good day everyone, I'm Irish Koji Acosta and I will discuss disruptive behavior disorder and responding to problem behavior. Disruptive behavior disorder or DBD refer to a group of conditions that typically share difficulties in modulating aggressive conducts, self-control, and impulses with resulting behaviors that constitute a threat to others' safety and to social norms. Disruptive behavior disorder are associated with acting out behavior in children. It has three primary types. Number one is attention deficit or hyperactivity. Number two is conduct disorder. And number three is oppositional defiant disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity that significantly impact daily functioning and development. Here are some key points to understand and manage ADHD. Symptoms. ADHD symptoms can vary but generally fall into two categories: inattention and hyperactivity impulsivity. Inattention and symptoms include difficulty sustaining attention, being easily distracted, and being forgetful. Hyperactivity impulsivity symptoms include excessive fidgeting, difficulty staying seated, impulsiveness, and interrupting others. Diagnosis of ADHD is typically diagnosed by a healthcare professional such as psychiatrist or pediatrician based on a comprehensive evaluation but includes gathering information from multiple sources such as parents, teachers, and individuals. Treatment options. Treatment options of ADHD often involves a combination of strategies, includes medication, therapy, and behavioral interventions. Conduct disorder is a behavior and emotional disorder that typically develops in childhood or adolescence. It is characterized by persistent pattern of behavior that violates the rights of others or social norms. Here are some key points to understand and manage conduct disorder. Conduct disorder is a diagnosis when an individual consistently displays a pattern of aggressive, destructive, and diagnosis conduct disorder is typically diagnosed by a mental health professional such as psychiatrists or psychologists. Causes. The exact causes of conduct disorder are not fully understood, but a combination of genetic, environmental, and psychosocial. Treatment. Treatment for conduct disorder often involves a multimodal approach that addresses the underlying causes and targets the problematic behavior. Next is oppositional defiant disorder or ODD. It's a childhood behavioral disorder characterized by a persistent pattern of defiant, disobedient, and hostile behavior towards authority figures. Here are some key points to understand and manage oppositional defiant disorder. Symptoms. Individuals with ODD they often display a pattern of negative, defiant, and hostile behavior, including for frequent arguing with adults, refusal to comply with rules.
Welcome everyone. Today, we will be discussing something important: establishing classroom standards. These are rules and procedures that will guide us throughout the year, helping us create a positive and productive learning environment. Having clear standards and procedures isn't just about control. It's about creating a safe and secure space where everyone feels comfortable learning. Think of it like the foundation of the house. Strong foundation ensures the whole structure is stable and functions well. But these standards are not just for me to enforce. We are all in this together. When we all share the responsibility of the following rules and procedures, it allows us to focus on what really matters, learning and engaging with the material. The goal isn't to make you reliant on constant reminders. By having clear expectations, you will gradually become more independent learners. You will know what's expected and be able to navigate the classroom more confidently. Ultimately, these standards are about building a positive classroom and community. When we treat each other with respect, follow the rule, and actively participate, it fosters a sense of belonging and makes learning more enjoyable for everyone. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Why do you think establishing standards is important for our classroom? What are some things we can do as a class to ensure everyone feels comfortable following these standards? By having a thoughtful discussion about these points, we can move beyond simply having rules. We can create a framework for clear expectation that empowers you, promotes a positive learning environment, and foster a thriving classroom community.
Good day, I am Sarah Jane Enriqueta, and now let us delve to the teaching rules. We have 8 teaching rules. First is respect. These rules emphasize the importance of treating others with kindness, consideration, and dignity. Students are expected to show respect towards their teachers, classmates, and their learning environment. This includes listening attentively, using polite language, and valuing diverse perspectives. Next is active listening. Active listening involves fully focusing on and engaging with the speaker. Students are encouraged to listen attentively, ask questions, and provide feedback to demonstrate their understanding and interest in the topic being discussed. This helps create a positive and interactive learning environment. Third is participation. Yes, participation encourages students to actively contribute to class discussions, group activities, and projects. It involves sharing ideas, asking questions, collaborating with peers. Active participation helps students develop critical thinking skills, gain confidence, and deepen their understanding of the subject matter. Fourth is cell phone policy. Yes, this cell phone policy sets guidelines for the use of mobile devices in the classroom. It may include restrictions on using cell phones during class time, unless for educational purposes or with the teacher's permission. This policy aims to minimize distractions and promote focused learning. And the fifth is classroom materials. This rule emphasizes the importance of bringing the necessary materials to class such as textbook, notebooks, pens, and other resources required for learning. Being prepared with the appropriate materials help students actively engage in lessons and complete assignments effectively. Six is punctuality. Punctuality refers to the expectation that students arrive on time for class. Being punctual demonstrates respect for the teachers, classmates, and the learning environment. 7 is attendance. Attendance is the expectation that students attend all scheduled classes unless there are valid reasons for absence. Regular attendance ensures continuity in learning, promotes active participation, and helps students stay updated with course content and assignments. And last is academic integrity. Academic integrity emphasizes the importance of honesty, fairness and ethical behavior in academic settings. Students are expected to submit their own work, given proper credit to sources used, and avoid plagiarism or cheating. Upholding academic integrity helps maintain a fair and equitable learning environment for all students. And now, let us proceed to teaching procedures. We have 7 teaching procedures. First is classroom entry. This procedure involves setting the tone for the class as students enter the classroom. It may include activities such as greetings, taking attendance, and establishing routines. The goal is to create a positive and organized learning environment from the start. Second is lesson introduction. The lesson introduction is the phase where the teacher introduces the topic or concept to be taught. This may involve providing an overview, stating the learning objectives, and connecting the new material to previous knowledge or real-life examples. The purpose is to engage students and provide them with a clear understanding of what they will be learning. Third is instruction and demonstration. During this phase, the teacher provides instruction and demonstrates how to apply the new knowledge or skill. This can be done through lectures, discussions, multimedia presentations, or hands-on activities. The goal is to provide students with the necessary information and examples to understand and apply the concept. Fourth is guided practice. Guided practice involves providing students with opportunities to practice the new knowledge or any skill under the guidance and support of the teacher. This can include group work, worksheets, or exercises that allow students to apply what they have learned. The teacher provides feedback and assistance as needed to ensure understanding and mastery of the concept. Fifth is independent practice. Independent practice gives students the opportunity to apply the new knowledge or skill on their own. This can include homework, assignments, projects, or individual practice exercises. The purpose is to promote independent thinking and reinforce learning. 6. Review and feedback. This phase involves reviewing the material covered in the lesson and providing feedback to students. The teacher may ask questions, conduct quizzes or assignments, or engage in class discussions to assess understanding. Feedback is provided to help students identify areas of improvement and reinforce their learning. For the last, 7 is closure. The closure is the final phase of the lesson where the teacher summarizes the key points, reinforces the main concepts, and provides closure to the lesson. This can include a brief recap, reflection questions, or a preview of what will be covered in the next lesson. The goal is to help students consolidate their learning and make connections to future lessons.
Good day, I am Desiree Roque Valdez from BSED 2 English, and today I will present and discuss the rational and ethical perspective of behavior management. The rational and ethical perspective of behavior management is an approach that emphasizes understanding and addressing the underlying reasons for behavior while upholding principles of fairness, respect, and empathy. So first, we proceed to empathy and understanding. This approach recognizes the importance of empathizing with individuals and understanding the factors that can contribute to their behavior. It involves considering their emotions, experiences, and perspective to gain insight into their motivations and needs. And for the second, the respect for autonomy. Respecting individuals' autonomy means acknowledging their right to make their own choices and decisions. This approach involves empowering individuals to actively participate in the behavior change process and respecting their preferences and values. So third is the collaboration and dialogue. Open and honest communication is vital in the rational and ethical perspective. It involves engaging in dialogue with individuals to foster a collaborative relationship. This allows for shared decision making, the exploration of alternatives, and the identification of solutions that align with the individual's values and goals. And fourth is the education and informed consent. By providing individuals with accurate and relevant information about their behavior and its potential consequences is essential. This empowers them to make informed decisions and gives them a clear understanding of the reasons behind behavior change and recommendations. So fifth is the positive reinforcement and support. This approach emphasizes the use of positive reinforcement to motivate and encourage desired behaviors. It involves providing praise, recognition, and reward to reinforce progress and effort. Additionally, providing support, encouragement, and resources can help individuals overcome challenges and sustain behavior change. So lastly, the ethical considerations. The rational and ethical perspective of behavior management places importance on ethical considerations, such as ensuring confidentiality, respecting privacy, and avoiding any form of coercion or manipulation. By adopting this perspective, behavior management becomes a collaborative and respectful process that focuses on understanding individual needs and motivations while upholding ethical principles.
Methods of increasing appropriate behavior. First, provide student with structure and predictability. Make student days structured and predictable and limit excessive free time. Transition schedules help student understand where to go and what comes next. Make sure there are consistent and predictable routines throughout the day. Second, provide frequent reinforcement for appropriate behavior and responses. Notice positive behavior when it occurs and provide genuine praise. For example, if the student has difficult sitting in a chair during circle time, observe the student and reinforce appropriate sitting behavior frequently when the student sit in a chair without an adult directive. Modify the classroom environment. Set up the classroom to prevent problems in advance. Location for each activity should be clearly defined for the students with visual and obvious boundaries. Develop transition schedules that correspond with each area of the room so the student can locate that area when asked to transition. Areas for direct instruction should provide distraction-free environment for students who have difficult attending. Use simple language. Use simple language and pair it with a visual if needed. Always tell students what to do rather than what not to do. Provide appropriate learning opportunities that the student in developmental level. Students engage in appropriate behavior when they provided with meaningful tasks and activities. Access each student ability level to be sure that the students has requisite to meet expectation. Develop materials that are appropriate for each student's level. Opportunities for choice making. Allow the student to make choices of specific activities they would do and enable them to make choices during the activity as well. Offer choices during the activities that might include their preference for rewards, materials, time, and setting. Break difficult assignment or activities into small steps. When students are engaging in a difficult activity, start by making it short and fun. Over time, slowly increase the activity's length of time. Use visual to support appropriate student behavior. Employ visual that tell the student what to do in advance of the activity or expected behavior. When providing reinforcement for appropriate behavior, show the student the visual of the expected behavior again. Schedule activities that the students enjoy immediately, follow less enjoyable activity. Plan a daily schedule in which less enjoyable activities are initially conducted for a short period of time, followed by more enjoyable activities. Always end an direct instruction session on positive behavior. If the student is engaged in a less favorable activity in which inappropriate behavior actually occurs, try ending the activity when the student is exhibiting appropriate behavior. Over time, extend the length of the session and the amount of appropriate behavior the student needs to exhibit before the session ends. Teach students skills that direct compete with inappropriate behavior. Provide reinforcement for skills the students engage in that incompatible with their inappropriate behavior. For example, if the students engage in a hand flapping, teach the students to engage in an activity that requires the use of their hands, playing a fishing game. Use a token board system. The token board is an evidence-based practice supported by research. Behavior reduction strategies. Here are the 5 behavior reduction strategies. First, change the setting. If a student is upset and starts acting out, encourage them to go to another room or another activities like reading quietly with you and another teacher. Make sure the student feel supported but also understand why you pull him or her aside. Different situations required a different response on your part. For example, if the student is overstimulated by an activity, you might suggest that the child focus on one activity at a time. Similarly, you may decide to put a limit on how many children can be a particular learning station. 2. Respond calmly. Responding calmly to challenging behavior is one of the most useful steps you can take in this situation. Take a few moments to pause before deciding how you would deal with the behavior and help the child return to the classroom activities. Give your students choice. Give your student choice to opportunity to make their own choices. Try to offer students option in terms of activities. This way, children will also learn more about what they enjoy, as well as discover new areas of interest. 4. Notice the positive and offer students encouragement. Offering students genuine praise for positive behavior has a ripple effect as the act of recognition boosts their confidence and desire to continue along this path. Last, number 5, practice consistency in your classroom. Establishing consistent routines helps students feel less anxious. It also reinforces that there are certain group expectations you have for the class as a whole. Accordingly, it is important to practice consistency both in terms of making these activities